What are the biggest mistakes that estate agents make on social media?
Big question. What are the biggest mistakes? They just constantly post listings on their Instagram and on their Facebook. There's nothing about the team. There's no fun in it. They're just posting new property. Here are the details. Book a viewing here. Here's the link. And that's all they post, and they get no engagement. So yeah, I'd say that's the biggest mistake they make.
And then they wonder why.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Would you agree with
Let's introduce you. Tess and Liam, who are you?
Do you want to introduce us?
So I'm Liam.
And I'm Tess.
And we're Hustle Up Socials.
And we have a bit of a connection, don't we? Well, a lot of a connection.
Probably too much of a connection.
How are we connected?
So you're my mum and Liam's mother-in-law.
Future
mother-in-law in
got
6
time.
months' time.
Yeah, we're recording this 6 months before you get married.
Yes.
Which is
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Exciting. And about a year and a half ago, Liam, you and I had a chat about learning as much as you could about digital marketing. And you came to work with us in Mastermind and actually in AJ as well, for just about a year. Did a kind of apprenticeship with us, didn't you? An unofficial apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And acted as a big sponge for a year. And we really appreciated it because you were on a bit of a rubbish wage, because we weren't convinced we needed that role in the agency. But you really buckled down and did what you said you were going to do. You pushed all our marketing forward. So really appreciate that. But you also learned loads, didn't you, about how to run a digital marketing agency. And then Tess, you've been running a social media marketing agency for quite a while now.
Yeah.
How many years?
6 years.
And before that, you worked with us.
Yeah.
In Ashdown Jones.
And then in Retreats and Hideaways as well, the holiday let agency you see.
That's right. So we set up a holiday let agency as part of the Ashdown Jones kind of group. And Tess worked for them for us and also worked for them independently. And the point of this was to tell you that you've kind of run social media for a lot of different kinds of businesses.
Yeah.
A lot of them have been sort of property/hospitality focused, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
And so you set up our Instagram, you grew it, we got it hacked and lost it. So we've had to start again. Yeah. And she tells me pretty much every day how rubbish our socials are. Yeah. So we're going to invite you to roast our socials.
Yeah, okay.
On this podcast episode.
God, we've wanted to do this for so long.
I've talked to you probably weekly about how rubbish your socials are. No offence to your team, but
no.
Yeah.
What do you think why do you think agents like us don't do a better job on social? What are our blockers?
I think you probably excuse it by saying no time. And that the team is so busy. They don't have the time to be showing videos of when they're on a viewing because they're just got to get back to the office. They've got so many things to do.
Which you recognise, right? Because you did do viewings.
Which is why I sympathise with the team and I understand why they feel like that. And also, they probably don't have the confidence to get their face on the camera. You watch your Ask AJ videos, you can tell the team are a bit shy and a bit introverted. But it would massively boost what you're doing by getting the team's faces on and making sure they have the time between viewings to go around and do little video walkthroughs. Maybe even like 3 features they love about that house. That would do really well. Content like that.
Yeah.
I think it's not on the priority list for business owners, especially a stage. And I think they think they have to, they know they have to do some sort of social media. But it's not a way of getting direct listings. So it slips down the priority list and they just do the bare minimum.
I also think that, if I'm going to be completely frank, in our area, our competition in terms of socials is pretty pants. So therefore the bar in this area is low. And I think if somebody came along and really disrupted that and really pushed socials, and I've seen it every now and again, some of our competitors have had people that have been great on social and I've seen it being pushed for 2 or 3 months and then it's dropped back down the list again. And now we're no different. So we have a formula, we have a target, but it's really just about the numbers. It's not really about making sure that our socials look fantastic and engaging, because it's nobody's job. It's everybody. It's in addition to everybody's job. That's the biggest fight that we face. I mean, even yesterday, Wednesday is Ask AJ Day. And you remember, Liam, you were the Ask AJ police for a little while, weren't you?
Worst crime going.
So to try and get that to happen every single Wednesday, which we've done for 7 years, has been a trial. We've probably only missed about 5 ever.
I think we missed 3 when I was the plea.
Yeah, at least,
So I think
as
3
soon
were
as you
missed
started.
Yeah, so I did pretty well. But yeah, it is hard to get people on camera. Like you said, if it's no one's job, it becomes no one's job. And
Yeah,
it doesn't get
well, because people's job
responsibility, it's no one's.
is no one's, but it's also a client executive is doing client executive work. You know, our office manager is doing office manager work. You know, every now and again I can try and drag Edward in to do an Ask AJ, but that's not his job. He's an ops manager. And so that's the challenge, isn't it? Out of 12 staff members plus me and Phil, who is actually supposed to do it? And what we try and do to make it fair is distribute that across everybody. But is that the right thing to do?
We'd say no, because we're a social media agency.
Yeah.
We believe that if one person's doing it and that's their sole job and focus, it'll get done amazingly. Like, just like you guys having Tom. Tom's only job is to get vowels. So he's really good at getting vowels. If he was trying to do vowels, office managing,
social media,
you know what he's like answering the phone and answering emails. It's the same as that. A lot of people aren't very good at making posts. So to try and get everyone to do one,
He did do an Ask AJ yesterday.
I loved it. I loved it for him.
Well done, Tom.
So, yeah.
Bless him.
But I do also think what Lady's saying is the quality as well. If it's not someone's forte and they don't really know how to take a good picture, they might take a smudgy, blurry picture on a viewing and it's not showing the house in the best light. Whereas if, say, Hannah was to take the photo, you know that it's going to be a good photo because she's got that eye, and then she's going to write a better caption. She's going to there'll be structure to it that'll be more thought out and it'll perform better. So then the consistency of your feed would look a lot better if it's up to one dedicated person or a couple.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So somebody kind of should own it, really, as a company.
If you don't outsource, then yeah, definitely having a kind of, for instance, like me, it could have just been my sole responsibility, as that was kind of what my role was.
Yeah.
That may have helped with consistency and quality. But some companies and some agents don't have a big enough team or a team at all.
Or budget.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I've been talking to an agent that's got 13 offices and 138 staff, and they do have one marketing manager or director. And I'm assuming that their job it includes social media. Social media can be a full-time flipping job, can't it?
Well, it is.
It is.
It's our full-time job.
So what kind of clients do you work with, and how do you work with them?
So we would work with any estate agent that deals with high-value homes.
Okay. Like us then, really. It's our
Just
market.
like you guys.
Okay, good. So it's a good niche, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a good niche for them as well. But they need to portray that niche, which I don't think we're doing a very good job of on our socials. So how do you work with agents that like us?
Well, we first start with a bespoke strategy for that agency.
So a plan to get them their end result, which is going to be more listings of high value nature.
A plan for what we're going to do. And then once we've got the what, we then work out how we're going to do that. So then we've got our secret tactics.
Ah, okay. I'm hoping you're going to share some of the secret tactics with us on this podcast. So let's just talk about the process. So let's say we were going to engage you. You know we won't, because Phil's too tight. So,
Absolutely.
but let's just talk about the process. Let's say I phoned you up and said, right, our socials are pants, because they are. Tess, what's the first kind of step in that process?
So the first thing we would do is book a discovery call with you and find out exactly what your pain points are, and if and how we can help you, exactly what you're looking for, basically. And then after that, if you kind of give us the thumbs up and say, yeah, let's go for it, we would then book our kickoff call with you. And there we go through our full onboarding questionnaire. We found out exactly what your goals are, who exactly your target market is.
Your target market. Yeah, your audience pains. Literally, we deep dive for about 45 minutes on everything about your business.
So something... Sorry,
financials.
Like what your targets are.
What does the next 6 months look like? How much capacity could you take on?
What other marketing you're doing at the moment, and what you are wanting to do. It's maybe not just social media. If you've got a whole marketing strategy, then
So something that would concern me as a business owner is how would you write in my voice? So how do you get that from the discovery call, or do you get it from looking back through our socials, or maybe actually we're not writing in a voice and that's part of the issue?
It's probably a bit of all of them. So we look back through your socials, we work out what is performing well, what isn't.
Okay.
We get a real understanding of your voice through the discovery call and through the questions that we ask, and those answers are kind of then we look through it all together, and it's an overall picture of what your brand voice is. And also, we might not 100% get it right in the first month, but that's a really good time for you to give us a bit of feedback and say, actually, let's tweak this. And then it's kind of a ongoing process at the same time. But most of our clients, we kind of get this straight away, don't we? And it works. Yeah, we work well with.
We've developed our like kickoff call is what we call it, and our questionnaire. So we've kind of got the questions nailed. So we do get the brand voice right. We look at your branding. That's a good way to get, how you guys are trying to portray your business. So yeah.
Yeah, I think what I'd be concerned about is, so firstly, is it in my voice? And secondly, how much input do I have and should I have? Because I know that you work with clients who actually demand a lot of changes and they end up doing really too much of the work and interfering too much in what you're doing because you've got the end goal, you know exactly what you're doing, you're the expert. And the same happens in any expert industry, really, that the client wants to maybe take too much control, and that can be an issue, can't it? But if they step back too much, then they could lose their impact, their piece of that, portrayal of their business. How do you get that balance right?
For us, the less you're involved, the better. We do, and we have a pretty lengthy onboarding process. It takes about 3 weeks from the discovery call to us starting the agreement, and then it's another week from there before we start posting. So we that's how we feel we are different to other agencies. Most agencies, as soon as you sign the dotted line, they'll just start posting.
Okay.
We take about 3 weeks.
But then that gives our clients the opportunity to go back through the content and to say, actually, let's tweak this. This isn't quite in my brand voice. Some clients have, like you say, have a lot of involvement and tweak every single post and every single word is changed, or we have to remake graphics, all the rest of it. Some clients don't even look at it and they just let us get on with it. And actually, the people who let us get on with it, they have actually better their social performance.
They do. And we do. And to go back to your point of how do you not, the ones that don't have any involvement, how do they kind of keep that involvement? We have a monthly strategy call with every client.
Oh, okay.
So every single month we will catch up with the client. Some clients just want a quick chat up, how's it going? Yeah, it's going really well. Here's your top performing posts. We'll do more of this. Is there any offers?
I suppose they've got campaigns, offers, got something they want to promote. Like our 12 Days of Christmas would be a big thing, wouldn't it?
So that would come into your November strategy call. So then we've got the time to then get everything set up for December. So we usually speak about the month ahead in the previous month's strategy call.
Got you. Okay. So you're planning well ahead.
But yeah, Tess is right. The ones that are more involved have worse results because they want things doing their way. And we believe that our way is better because we're the experts.
Well, also as well, because they were already doing it their way and then that didn't work. So why get you on board at all? Yeah. But I suppose that's like a PT, isn't it? Like you go to a PT that you don't listen to them and then you want the results anyway.
Yeah, it is tricky. I haven't been to too many experts yet just because we're not of the age to start using experts for things we just think we are. So we're not quite sure how it is to be on the other end of things, but I can imagine it's hard to let go.
So let's say that somebody doesn't want to use an agency, but they want to take their socials in hand and have a strategy and a process for making sure that the socials are as good as they can be. And we're really talking about Facebook and Instagram, aren't we? We're not, I know that obviously they can use LinkedIn, which I use loads, and also YouTube and TikTok, but I would say the top two are probably Facebook and Instagram. Is that fair to say for estate agents? So what would be the starting point? So they know that socials are rubbish. Where do they start?
So I would start by auditing what you do right now and what's rubbish. It's a good, I think when we did it, I think we did an audit of
we did an audit with the team, didn't we? Yeah.
So it's a good opportunity to get you guys and the team to sit and actually roast your own socials to see if they're that bad, because they might not be as bad as you think they are. Go through exactly what you're doing badly, what you're doing well, and then you can then start making a bit of a plan going forward to say, right, well, we'll do more of what we're doing well at. If we're not doing any of this, so I don't think we were doing a lot of day in the lives.
That's right, yeah.
The percentage of it was so low, but we realised they were the highest performing posts.
And how can you tell it how it's performing? By the insights?
Yeah,
By
so
the insights,
you can go onto your either Facebook or Instagram separate, or you can go into your business suite and you can just check the insights. It's super simple. You don't have to be a geek to
Okay.
The
understand
professional
them.
dashboard on Instagram has recently been kind of, what's the word?
Refreshed
Yeah,
and up-leveled,
it's very
yeah?
user friendly.
You can now get a whole monthly recap, and it shows you 3 figures of how many followers you've had, what's the increase, what's the decrease of that, and just your 3 best performing metrics. And then,
But you can also do it manually and scroll through your Instagram and see which ones got loads of views or loads of likes or loads of comments and loads of shares.
I suppose what would be confusing to somebody who didn't really understand social media that well is that you've got a lot of different components to a post, and it's understanding what of those components has made it do well. So you've got the headline, you've got the caption, and they might just be the same thing. You've got the image itself. You've got maybe the time of day it was posted, who it was posted by, how it was posted. Is it a carousel? Is it lots of images, one image? Is it somebody on it? Is there not somebody on it? Is there a I don't know. You know, is it a video? Is it got music on it? Yeah.
Is it got a person on it? It's
infinite.
Yeah, and that's why our job is hard. And you know, it's not just as easy as just posting on Instagram, which is what a lot of people think. I tell you now, it's not.
So you know that we use something called the BLAST formula. We've had podcast episodes about it before. I'm sure we'll link to it in the show notes, where we've got a 5-step formula for posting on social media to guide our team, really, to make sure that they've got something to post, that they know what they're doing. So B is behind the scenes, L is local spotlight, and that is either a person or a business. A is a day in the life, S is showcase of a home, and T is tips and advice. Do you use that at all, or do you use your own kind of processes?
we do and we don't. That's kind of one element of what we do, but we are more, we kind of use something a bit different, which is educational, entertaining, controversial, motivational, relatable.
Oh, okay, they're good.
If you are posting something and the purpose of that post is one of those 5 key factors, you're more than likely going to get higher engagement.
And do they have to be more than one of those factors, or does just one of those factors?
It can be a combination of them. If it's funny and it's teaching them something, then that's educational and entertaining. So,
can you give me an example of those 5 types of posts then?
For an estate agent, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So
educational, I think you said first. Did you?
Which would be very similar to your tips and advice.
Okay.
So a tip graphic, a market update.
And what I mean by tip graphic is just words that are a tip on an image.
Yeah, on a still image.
But what you could do for an educational post, which would be even better than doing a tip graphic, would be to one of the team that on a photo shoot and they do a quick video. This is exactly how I'd style a bed before a viewing, and then they'd make the bed look really nice.
Do you remember years ago, you and I did the one about the sticky label on the back of a loo?
Yeah.
That was funny. Do you want to explain that one? Do you remember it?
Yeah, so the ensuite bathroom when we lived in this house a while ago, it had this horrible sticky mark on the back of the toilet, and we could not get it off.
It was a sticky label that come with the toilet. Just to be clear, it wasn't a horrible. Yeah, it wasn't anything else.
I wasn't implying it was. And we went on Facebook. I think we went live, or maybe did a video. I can't remember. And we asked everyone on the Ashton Jones audience to comment how to get this sticky label off, and it had, I think it was hundreds of comments of people saying sticky stuff or bleach or nail varnish remover or vinegar or whatever it was.
Oil. And
we looked at the most the repeated comments, and then we tried the top, I think 3 or 4.
And then we did another live.
We said this one was the winner.
And it was actually sticky stuff remover from Lakeland.
I think we tagged a couple of people that said that, and they were very happy that they'd won.
They won what? Just told us. Yeah.
So that would be an entertaining on one of our kind of formula.
So that would be entertaining and educational.
Yeah. Okay. And then what are the other ones?
So motivational. So if you're, I'm trying to work.
Let's go back to the marathon video, shall we? Let's drop that in. Last time you heard me on here, that was
class, actually. So a few weeks ago, if you've missed this, and how could you miss it? Liam is actually famous. He did the London Marathon, but that's not what he's famous for. He was coming back through the tube station. I wasn't even there. And everybody randomly started clapping you on the escalator.
Because he had his medal on and everyone could see that he'd just done the marathon. He was coming down the escalator and everyone on the escalator coming up the side was cheering him. And then as we kind of panned round at the bottom of the escalator, there was a crowd of about 100 people and they're all cheering. And it looks like it's just cheering Liam.
It was brilliant.
People are high-fiving him. There's kids clapping him. Everyone looks elated that he's... And people are commenting on this video. So it went viral on TikTok and on Instagram. It's had... I think it's like
9.5 million now, I think.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Got picked up, didn't it, by some of the main news agencies as well.
So
it was amazing.
Lad Bible, Upworthy, the Mirror, the Westmoreland Gazette, which is the biggest one. It's the local newspaper.
And you've probably, if you're listening to this, you've probably seen it and not even realised that's Liam.
But it was me.
But it was him. So that's a motivational video because it's nothing really to do with anything you're doing. And it was nothing to do with our marketing agency. No. But I luckily posted it on our TikTok and on our Instagram, and that has really helped our engagement. And we're still getting, I think this month we've had like 400,000 clicks on our feed.
I still get people stopping me in the street like, oh, you're that guy from the marathon.
Shut up.
That's cringy, but it's fun.
But we
are
are actually getting new clients and that is calling us and saying, do you know what, we actually found you because of the Westmoreland Gazette, or we found you on TikTok.
I recognise Liam from somewhere.
And we noticed that you were local, so then we thought we'd give you a call. So it has massively helped.
You're welcome.
We did do a bit of a tear down of this, didn't we, a few weeks ago at the time. So I'm not going to go into this in a lot of detail, but I will just say there was a few elements that made it super successful. So one of them was the fact that you were standing there looking all cool and calm with your medal on. So there's a visual, obviously your medal was showing. So that's the beginning of the video, isn't it? And the second one is that you, Tess, videoed it immediately. And this is the bit that I think is so difficult to get the team to do. When there's something that is media worthy, that's what they should be doing. For example, Joe and I, my friend Joe and I, were running through Bowness not long ago, and there was a little family of ducks, a duck and some ducklings, and the duck had jumped up a step, and not all her ducklings could get up the step. And the first thing we did was reach for our phones. We should have probably helped the ducklings, but we reached
at least.
But we've actually made better content if you were helping the ducklings.
Yes, but both of us were too busy filming.
Yeah, well.
But that is the content, isn't it? It's that immediacy of the instinctive reach for your phone, get the content. And that's what you did. And then not only did you do that, but because that is the day, that is the London Marathon day, you very quickly chose the right music, which is a skill in itself.
It was a trending audio, and it was also a trend. So it was a trending audio and it was a trend.
The London Marathon was a trend as well as... As well as the trending audio.
It was called Hosier's Yell on TikTok.
This hits like Hosier's Yell or something, was it?
It's like moments that feel like Hosier's Yell, and it's mums holding their newborn baby, or they've just climbed a mountain. And I used that audio, and it was an emotional.
It was perfect.
It was all these different elements made it what it was. So.
Yeah, it was so good. And you were just launching the agency. It was perfect timing, really, wasn't it?
And I just ran a marathon.
And that's always overlooked.
That was the hard bit.
Yeah, so you say.
No one.
It's funny because you've got a good picture of Tess wearing the medal later in the day, and if that had been at the time, then none of that would have happened. You wouldn't have had all those, everybody clapping, and just the fact that where you stood on the escalator and everything, it was just so lucky.
Yeah. And also, it is quite funny. Liam's mum is behind him holding our baby in the buggy, which is also controversial because you shouldn't have a buggy on an escalator or a tube. And Liam's holding the buggy, and people are coming to saying he's even holding that lady's pram. And it's his baby.
It's my baby, yeah.
And there's some people like, hey, she shouldn't be doing that. So it's just,
dear.
And your brother at the bottom is there like a security guard. It's just funny.
Yeah. And Riley, my grandson Riley, who was looking very embarrassed and but very pleased as well. Yeah, he was famous for it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we've talked about there really is a viral video, but but going back to what you're saying about all these different ingredients, I think that's what's so important. There was a lot of ingredients in that. So as well as it being entertaining and motivational, not really educational, I don't think, it had the right ingredients, which is timing, isn't it? It had the right visual, it had the right song, it had the right caption. It caught the mood of the day. It's what people wanted to see. They wanted to see a really motivational video about the marathon. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of luck, but it was also the skill that you put in as well.
Yeah. But there are, when we are creating content for our clients, it's not as big. It doesn't have to be a viral video for you to put a motivational video or a post on. It just something that's going to motivate the people that are watching or that are
It's a hard post to
replicate.
do. Yeah.
Well, you didn't know, did you, when you posted it, what was going to happen?
No.
And so what are the other elements then? Educational, entertaining,
Motivational,
Motivational.
relatable and controversial.
So what are the rateable and controversial ones? How do you apply those to a estate agency?
Controversial is difficult. So one thing we do ask our clients when we do onboard, and are there any topics or subjects that you don't want us to talk about on your socials?
Ah, interesting.
So it avoids us it avoids us posting something that they're not. So some people are completely anti politics, for instance.
Yeah.
A lot of companies don't want to engage in politics or anything because it can go one way or the other, can't it?
Oh, yeah. It's a pretty dangerous topic, really.
But if they are quite keen to talk about politics, it's easy to do controversial posts because you can just go one side or the other.
Well, it's interesting because on a roundabout near where we live, somebody had painted the England flag, hadn't they? And I know that there's a lot of this around at the moment.
Yeah.
People are painting a lot of England flags around, and then people are counteracting with Union Jacks. So that isn't necessarily political, but it's still a local concern, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I did think, should I say something about it and post a picture? But I decided to actually stay away from that topic because it's a bit of a hand grenade.
It is. And you could just put something simple.
What's your
like,
thoughts?
What's your thoughts? Do you agree? And it could go one with the other. It
could blow
it's
up,
a bit
couldn't it?
clickbaity, I think.
Yeah.
Which
Rage
we
bait
avoid.
as well.
I mean,
Yeah.
Rage bait.
rage
of rage
bait.
bait.
No.
I think it's just a cheap way to put a post out.
Okay.
So we try and avoid it. So it's hard.
Yeah.
Controversial is a hard one for an estate agent anyway.
Let's see if I can think of something then.
You
Controversial.
could do it less dramatic and just go to like, how would you style this room, or would you
Yes,
take a
that is
photo
still-
like this? Do you do twilights? Could be a controversial
Yeah.
post. Something like that's a little.
Or
less
how
dramatic,
maybe
I
you don't
suppose.
allow your owners to do their own viewings.
Yeah.
That might
Ah, yeah, that is controversial. Yeah, that's a good one actually.
or that you actually move around lots of your clients' homes for styling, and you're actually moving their possessions and making a house look in a different way than what it looks like if someone was to view it. That's quite controversial.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah. There's
But it's anything. So what they say is the three most golden content you can make is something that is shareable, something that sparks conversation, which something controversial would spark conversation, or it's saved, so someone wants to save that post for later.
Ah, that's
And if
interesting.
you have hit those, then your post is going to be way more successful.
So I suppose if somebody's taking action, isn't it? They're either going to save it or share it or both.
Yeah.
And they want to speak about it.
Yeah.
They actually want to react to it. So yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Because again, that could be dangerous in terms of the type of content you put out. But yeah, that is interesting to get one of those things. Because it's actually, I'm trying to think the last time I shared something with somebody. I think I would only share something with somebody if it was really, really funny.
always share TikToks in the group chat.
yeah, you do.
Like every other day, maybe every day, there's a new TikTok from Sam.
Yeah. And what kind of things do I share then? And how can we learn from that?
Funny or emotional,
Relatable.
or a dog, it's cute.
Relatable to grandchildren. So let's talk about
to family,
relatable.
funny things that you could do,
Yeah.
trips that you've seen,
Yeah.
that you like.
Like, we should do this.
We should do this. Oh,
Yeah.
Tesh, you should do this. Or that's usually what you put in.
Yeah, so there's usually an accompanying comment. And so I wonder what we could do in terms of estate agency, how we could make that, make somebody want to do that.
So the video you did of that house, I can't think, is it called Belle or something?
Ballarat.
Ballarat, that was like a lifestyle thing. That would have got a lot of shares and sends today because a lot of people would have got, oh, look how amazing that life looks in that house kind of thing. So stage could do that. And there's a lot of lifestyle videos, isn't there?
Yeah.
About which people can relate to.
Okay.
Send to their family group chat or send to their husband.
But do you not think, though, in that regard, it would need to be so amazing to show it that it probably wouldn't be in the person's price range of the person who was actually sharing it?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
right.
Possibly, yeah.
You know, like when you do, what's the company called that raffle houses?
Amaze.
Amaze.
Yeah.
So when people share Amaze or comment on Amaze, really they're not talking about buying that house. No. You know, and somebody who can afford a £5 million house isn't going to go, oh, look at this is lovely.
Yeah, but the purpose for Amaze is for the more people to see it,
For
so more
traffic.
people buy
Yeah.
tickets.
So actually, traffic
It works for them.
Traffic could actually work for us in that way. Yeah. Okay.
It could be something as simple as send this to somebody that, or if you're looking for your dream home at the moment, send this to your partner.
You're so much better at all that than me. I'm not that good at
Okay.
the posting, whatever.
It's just trying to get somebody to take an action
Yeah.
from rather than just see it and forget it.
Yeah.
It's what that next step is. So when it's relatable, as a grandparent, I love sending you anything to do with grandchildren. Might be things to make in a on a rainy day, or what to do in half term, or somewhere you can take them, or I don't know. There's lots of things you can do with grandchildren posts, isn't there?
Yeah, but you could also make some kind of content that's aimed at those people, aimed at grandparents, or maybe like tips for viewing during the school holidays. I know that you've done blogs on this before.
Yeah.
And then someone might save that because they see it and they're like, oh, we have got a viewing coming up and we've got the grandkids' toys everywhere. I'll save that for later.
Right.
But if
Okay.
you've told them to do that in the call to action at the bottom of the post, they're way more likely to do it because you've told them what to do next.
Oh, okay. So you need to give them a bit of an instruction.
Yeah.
So send this to somebody who needs it right now. Got it. Okay.
So
Yeah, that helps.
Right. So when we're thinking about what every post should have, what are those things?
All.
Like a checklist.
You've got 5 things.
Simple things every single post should have.
Yeah.
One is the location. This is talking about Instagram.
Okay. Not Facebook then. You wouldn't put a location on Facebook.
It's not as essential. Instagram is... People aren't going to go on Facebook and search for Windermere House. Windermere. They'll do that as a geotag on Instagram.
Right. Okay.
So doing something as simple as putting where you are, where the house
Really?
is, or we do it on every single post. We either do the Lake District or we do Bowness, because that's
Okay.
where we're based. And it just, why not do it? It gives your posts that extra bit of exposure that people might not be able to have seen
Good
otherwise.
for local SEO as well.
Number 2 is portrait. Always post portrait. Never post landscape.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's a bit controversial because with a estate agency, when you're getting your professional photos back, they're always landscape.
Yeah. There's no portraits.
But if you just ask your photographer when you're getting a picture of the landscape of a room, try and go for the portrait as well for socials.
You could crop it in, I suppose, if it's good enough photograph, couldn't you?
It always looks rubbish.
Okay.
You can tell it's cropped.
And if
Okay.
you've got like a bedroom and like the bedside tables in the bed, and you've cropped it, it's just the middle of the bed. Rubbish.
Fair
And
enough.
it is, professional photos are usually taken landscape so they can
Yeah.
capture more. Of the
Well,
setting.
our photographer used to take a mixture of both, and we actually said to him, "Don't bother."
Yeah, but why? You're ruining it.
Okay.
Go
told.
back and say,
Okay.
Yeah.
Portrait.
Reverse that.
Okay. It's a location tag portrait.
Yeah. Another thing about the portrait is Instagram in the last 6 months have now rolled from a square feed to a portrait feed.
Oh,
So
I didn't know
if you're
that.
posting square, your profile's going to look rubbish because it looks messy.
Aren't all our tip graphics square? Mm-hmm. I'm having to rebuild them all.
No, but
aren't
I've checked them all, and on your feed you can still read the post. So it's not.
If you post a landscape post on Instagram, it won't have like a big black thing above and below it or white thing below it.
Or does it just zoom
It will
in?
just be a smaller post, so it's easier to be missed from scrollers.
Oh, I
So the
see.
reason they've gone portrait is so it's easy for your post to be seen on feed.
But also-
so it will resize it automatically, apart from a reel, which wouldn't. But
Makes me wonder whether YouTube will ever switch to portrait, because obviously YouTube's got shorts and
YouTube Shorts are portrait.
yeah,
but you have to keep turning the phone around at you. Why don't we just all go to square? It'd be so much easier.
No, everyone should go to portrait, because also another thing about the portrait is when
Phone's a
you're
portrait.
when you're scrolling on Instagram, a portrait picture takes up your whole feed, so people are actually spending that extra 2 seconds longer by looking at it, whereas on landscape it's gone. They swipe past it.
Got it. Okay.
So
All
that's
right.
number 2. So location, portrait, trending audio. So when you're posting on Instagram, there's something called a carousel post, which is where you're posting multiple images in one post. You can post up to 20 images in that post. It can also be a mixture.
20.
Yeah, that's updated the last couple of months.
it used to be 10, didn't it?
Yeah, and some accounts still only allow us to do 10. They're still rolling it out slowly. But that can also be a mixture of photos and videos. The longer that people are spending on looking at that post, the higher you're going to be ranked on the algorithm, because your post is more engaging. But when you go to post it, there's a feature where you can add an audio. And if you've done that, your post will then show up on the Reels tab on Instagram. And it's a way more engaging piece of content because it's got music in the background. It's a bit more emotive, a bit more of an experience where people are looking through it. So that's 100% something to do. Post it, as a carousel and post it with audio.
Just while you're on that, what's the difference between a reel and a story? Because I always get these confused. And when people try and send me stories and then I look and then they've gone, they just disappear, don't they?
That's the big difference. A story is 24 hours, is it?
Right.
So it lasts for 24 hours, but a reel is on your feed
Yeah.
Okay.
forever.
Oh, if I click on somebody's profile picture, the circle, if
That's
there's a
a
little
story.
line around it, that's a story. Okay. Why do they disappear? I don't get to Instagram every day, so I miss my videos.
Yeah.
It's
That's
FOMO.
yeah, it's where your warm audience lives on stories.
Okay.
Lots of people that are the same as you, they don't have time to go on Instagram and scroll through everyone's posts from that however long. What they'll do is they'll go on stories, they'll look at the top maybe 10 people that have posted because that's the people they're actually interested in, and Instagram is showing you them because they know that you're interested in them. They'll look at your stories and then they'll probably come off the app. So if you're posting on your stories, that's where your warm audience
I would say that the story element of socials is the social side of social.
yeah.
Okay.
That's where you go to get an update of your mates or your family.
Right.
The rest of social media now is just interest.
Yeah, it's like the perfect polished
It's like-
post that people actually want you to
It's where
see.
you get entertainment or you look at things you're interested in because
So should estate agents use stories or should they just stick to reels and
it's a
the
great
newsfeed?
question, yes.
So they 100% should be doing stories. Stories are what they should be doing as the snapshots of their day, of real-time footage of them making a coffee, or I'm heading out on a viewing now, or their dog
Barking in an opportune moment.
So just little snapshots of their day. It doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, the more relatable, the better. You can also inspire more interaction on stories by putting a little poll on there, and you can get people to try and vote. People love to give their opinion, or maybe put in a question box. But that is what they should be doing as like a little in the moment sporadic thing.
You put a great story on our socials of me making coffee art.
Yeah, that
latte art.
got loads of
Loads of people.
Did it?
So it's just said
I saw that video.
advice, please, I think was the question. And
He said Liam is trying to make coffee art with his coffee,
with a
and
crying,
it was
laughing face because
it was an over the top video, wasn't it? It was looking down on your coffee, so it was very close up. But
we just asked a simple question, advice, please, and we got loads and loads of people
Did
giving
you?
their advice and how to do it.
So yeah, anything that's maybe even not relevant to what you're doing, or just anything that's going to encourage.
I think the point about that this is the thing that I've been teaching for quite a long time, is that if you post something that's not relevant, and estate agents don't want to do this, they only want to post relevant stuff, but the next time you post something that is relevant, you're going to get more eyes on that because you've just posted something that was really engaging. So many years ago, I don't know if you remember this, Tess, might be even before you worked here, we posted a post that said, it was a picture of a dinner plate on a brown table. It was an ugly, ugly post, and it just said in words on the image, name one food that you had to eat as a child that you'll never eat again. And it went literally round the world. I think we had 5 million views of it or something, and like thousands of comments. We couldn't keep up with the comments, and it was just insane. But and it was nothing to do with the estate agency, obviously, but for the next 2, 3, 4 months we had loads more followers, loads more engagement, loads of comments, and that's really what it did. It uplifted everything else.
Instagram or Facebook are actually praising you for what you've done by showing it to more people. So
it just comes to that simple philosophy, I guess, that you and Phil quite often talk about, is the jab, right hook.
Yeah.
If all you're doing is posting your new listings, it's just boring. People just feel like you're just trying to sell them a home, and they're just not interested in seeing it all the time. But if every now and again you post a new home listing, but in between that it's all about what's happening,
motivational and controversial.
funny things that happen in the office or whatever it is, people are more likely to be on or actively looking at your profiles, and then those new home listings are going to do better rather than
I mean, ultimately, we all want more listings, right?
Yeah.
That's the purpose of our feeds. That's the purpose of putting any time, effort, or money into Instagram and Facebook. So my feeling is that if you put the right things on, your audience will grow. Whereas if you only put listings on, the only audience that's going to grow is the buyers at that time. So if we want sellers, there's no point in putting buyer content on, which is all houses. And if we want sellers that are not ready to sell for 3 years, we just need to get them on our feeds and nurture them for 3 years by giving them the content that's all those things that you talked about.
I wouldn't go onto Instagram to go and buy a house. I'd just go to Rightmove. So if you're paying for Rightmove, use Rightmove for Rightmove and use the Instagram as your shop front to, this is how our agency operates, this is our process.
It's more behind the scenes really than shop front, isn't it? Don't you think?
It is, yeah. It's
like the
people
brand
like peeking through your shop window to see what you're doing. That's what social media is. So we try and do tips because that's what our, clients want to see, or how do they do that, or what's relevant now, or what's updating. But we try and do a lot of, we're a family, we're getting married, this is our little office, this is behind the scenes.
Well, that makes you feel like you trust the brand more. I think the fact that me and Phil go on and joke about being mother and son-in-law, and try not to like a couple in photographs, that makes us more relatable, doesn't it? And it makes you want to trust that person more, because otherwise, if I'm just standing there just kind of talking about the market and not putting any personality in it, then why would somebody trust me? I'm just saying what they can read on the news.
So that's something you guys could do a lot more of.
Probably right, yeah.
I didn't go through the last 2 points.
So location is number one. So this is 5 things every post should have. Location, portrait, trending audio.
Yeah. A call to action.
Yeah.
So at the bottom of the post, tell them what to do next. So book a viewing.
Or share this with a friend.
Download the brochure, share this with a friend, DM us for more information, whatever that might be. And then the final one is captions. So if you're going to do any kind of video where you're talking, there's a voiceover, always do captions, because lots of people who use Instagram are actually watching it on silent. So you've kind of lost them if you've not done captions.
Right.
So they're the 5 things every single post should have.
Got it. So it's like a little checklist.
Yeah.
Okay.